Welcome to the Solid Verbal. The Solid Verbal.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
I've heard so many players say, well, I want to be happy. You want to be happy for a day? Eat a steak.
It's that wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Los Angeles, California, Dan Rubenstein.
It's the DuckTales song, let's all hit the woohoo really hard before Ty comes out, because I want him to feel that in a very strange way. It's coming up, here it comes. It's a great There it is, okay. Thank you, here it comes.
And now, the Sultan of Sound, the Monarch of Microphones, the Emperor of MP3s, the Boss of Bandwidth, the Prince of Preamps, Ty Hildenbrand.
Yeah! This is incredible, Ty. Woo! I can't see where... Notice the music? Yeah. I had to do that. Ty, how you doing?
I'm good. Wow, that's loud. Okay.
You can move it away. Okay, so what are we doing tonight? And who are we?
We are the Solid Verbal.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone.
Oh my God! Somebody already went down! Is he okay? There's a lot of intensity in the room. The chair broke.
Are you okay, sir?
No, he's got a very, good center of gravity. This is great. Okay.
All right. So, in case you did not hear our intro, my name is Ty Hildenbrand.
Yeah. My name is Dan Rubenstein, and we are the Solid Verbal, and we have a plan for tonight.
We have a plan. Hello, New York. Thank you for coming out here this evening. By a show of hands, how many people listen to the podcast regularly?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Standing room only, Ty.
By a show of hands, how many people were dragged here against their will?
Yeah. What? Ryan Nanny.
Our wives are.
I like that.
So our goal here this evening is to try and make it enjoyable for everybody. Thank you for coming out. And as Dan mentioned, we do have a plan. This is one of our favorite shows that we do every year. We decided it would be fun to actually try and do it live before an audience here at
Hill Country
Barbecue. Yeah.
So we're doing our Fantasy Things draft. And our Fantasy Things draft is very stupid. We will be drafting, and we have sound effects, and we should have dressed up a little bit more.
Maybe a little bit more, yeah.
But we will be drafting storylines, narratives, fun things that we expect to happen during the college football season this fall, and we take it very seriously.
So if you've ever done a fantasy football draft, you know that you pick players. We don't do that.
No.
What we're trying to do is give you a look at what might be coming down the pike this season, what some of the storylines might be that you should keep your eyes and ears peeled for.
Yep.
And we kind of pick our own teams, but instead of players, we have storylines.
This is true.
So what we've done over here, I don't know if everyone can see it, we have a whole slew of note cards, each of which signifies a storyline that we think could pop up this college football season.
Yeah.
And we are going to take turns making our selections, putting our selections into this very official-looking official team selection envelope.
Yep.
Playing a sound. Taylor, our production
Do we have the
assistant
sounds?
in the back.
There it is. Yeah.
He will be playing that sound, and then we'll be unveiling our proverbial teams.
Before we go on, Ty, is that chair working out? So far, so good.
It's great. All right.
I love hearing it.
So, on that note,
Yeah.
we should probably get started. I have a poker chip that was sent to us from a gentleman who works for the FBI. I don't know if
Is that true?
This is 100% true.
Weird.
I don't know if I'm able to actually give out his name, so I won't.
Okay.
But on one side, we've got stripes. On the other, we've got solids. Mm-hmm. And I figured we'd just flip this to figure out who goes first.
Okay. Was he recently fired by the
I don't know.
Just tell me that.
I don't ask questions.
Okay. Just making sure.
I don't ask
Did you
questions.
take diligent notes? Okay.
I'll give you stripes. I'll take solids.
Okay. I initially wanted to wrestle for the first pick, but what is it?
Solids. Looks like I'm up.
Okay, so
All right.
Ty has the first pick in the draft, which means you will be introducing me as the commissioner, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so after Ty introduces me as the commissioner of the 2017 Fantasy Things Draft, I'm going to need you to boo me lustily. I don't know what that's like, and we need to be accurate. So really go for it with the boos. Ty, whenever you're ready. You have your pick?
The pick is in.
The pick is in. Okay, the pick is in.
Ladies and gentlemen, your commissioner, Dan Rubenstein.
I'm going to be honest, that was a goof and it still hurt. It still hurt. Okay, so with the first overall pick, oh, damn it. Ty has selected Chip Kelly coaching rumors. That's a really good pick. I had been negotiating with Chip Kelly coaching rumors.
That's right. That's right.
Damn it.
So for those of you who listen to the show and are familiar with our fantasy things concept, which we've had for a couple years running now, last year, my big pick was Tom Herman coaching rumors. Mm-hmm. And as you know, there were a lot of rumors about Tom Herman all throughout the year until he eventually ended up at Texas. So when we put our heads together and started thinking, all right, what's going to be the hot in vogue coaching rumor this year? It has to be Chip Kelly.
Of course.
Chip Kelly is with ESPN now, of course, recently departed from San Francisco, recently departed from the Eagles. Mm-hmm. In college, there still is a bit of an allure, an appetite for Chip Kelly. Went 46-7, I believe.
Yes.
At Oregon.
That sounds right.
If memory serves. Didn't end very well. But my question, and the question we've asked on our show for a couple of months running now, is how many schools right now would fire their coach if they knew Chip Kelly would sign on the dotted line?
A lot of coaches. The thing I like about this pick is it could cover just weird speculation on message boards.
Right, exactly.
Because there are so many schools that think they can get Chip Kelly if they fire their coach. Cal thought they were going to get Chip Kelly, and Cal's adorable. They are. They weren't getting Chip Kelly.
There's going to be a post on a Texas Tech message board.
Right.
Early October, like,
right.
Hey, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Chip Kelly owns land in the area. He's like John Gruden,
mm-hmm.
right?
Owns a lot of land. Yeah, Chip Kelly's probably going to go to like one of two schools, but that's good because Scout.com exists. I think 24/7, like all the message boards exist, and so The Athletic exists. If you pay $4.99, right? So rumors might be on there. We'll see. All right. I mean, somebody will. So, we love you, Nicole. I have the second overall pick.
You do?
Okay. I have made a selection.
All right. We have so many cards up here.
Yeah. So, do you want me to give you the envelope?
Sure.
Give me the card.
Ooh.
This one has been adjusted.
With the second overall pick in the 2017 Solid Verbal Fantasy Things Draft, Dan Rubenstein has selected Josh Rosen's Hot Takes.
Yeah. Josh Rosen is outspoken. Does Josh Rosen love football? Who knows? I love this pick. It's going to last for a long time.
So,
you know why? Well, when do we score the Fantasy Things Draft? Because if he goes pro, we're going to have months of nothing but that.
The exciting part about our fantasy things, again, is that we have no defined scoring system.
Right.
We have no idea how this works. The year prior...
So let's say mid-May.
Mid-May, yeah.
Let's go mid-May.
2 years ago, we decided that we would try and just assign an arbitrary point value, and that would work. Well, we kind of lost interest about midway through.
People were accusing me of bullying you.
But people really liked the show. And then last year we thought, hey, it's the off season, we can get another show out of just arguing who won. Mm-hmm. And that's when people thought that you bullied me.
Yeah.
So I guess this coming year I need to be a little bit more of a type A. I don't know.
You're too nice, Ty.
But here is why I'm a little critical of this pick.
Yeah.
Now, you know I'm all about Josh Rosen and his hot takes.
Everybody knows this.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Didn't Jim Moore recently tell him to put a sock in it?
Come on, Ty. Doesn't matter.
Didn't he tell him it's not a good look?
Ty, Josh Rosen is not going to let the man keep him down.
Your first overall pick to take that risk and say, I like his hot takes.
Yeah. They're not even hot takes. He just likes speaking.
Knowing full well that he might not have them the full year through. That could be a bad bust of a pick.
I feel great about it.
All right.
I feel wonderful about it.
I believe you're up again.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing like
it.
serpentine style here?
Yes.
Okay. You've got Josh Rosen. I'm marking this down here.
Actually, I'm going with one of the new ones.
Okay. The pick is in.
Pick is in.
With the third overall pick,
Yeah.
2017 Solid Verbal Fantasy Things Draft.
We're building for the future here, Ty.
That's right. Coaches arguing penalty.
The new penalty in which coaches can get 15-yard penalties for running out on the field and arguing, because I just love the idea of what will be the line, both physically and out loud, Ty. In your opinion, Tyler J. Is it Jay?
It's James. Thank you.
Tyler James Eldenbrand.
Thank you.
What do you think is the word that will get the penalty? I know what the word is. I want to know. I mean, this according to me.
Is F too mainstream?
It's fine. It might, but like
I think it has to be a combination of profanity in order to draw that flag.
See, I think the magic word is horseshit. Okay. I think the magic word, because it's the most coach angry word.
Yeah.
And Bill Snyder's going to get so many of them.
Yeah.
No, but I think it's going to be spread across college football. I think at SB Nation we drafted coaches in a fantasy league,
that
so
you think,
a sub-draft of coaches who will get this penalty. So I think the seed is spread wide, and I already regret phrasing it like that.
Sure. Coach, okay, that's another ballsy pick by you.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
I feel great.
This
I've also had half a beer.
that could be my secret weapon here. Okay, I am on the clock.
Yeah. The pick is in. Oh, you feeling good? Oh, this is a good pick. With the something fourth overall pick?
Let's go fourth.
Fourth overall pick. Ty Hildenbrand has selected a softer Brian Kelly.
Softer.
A softer, kinder, cuddlier. Ryan Nanny disapproves. Brian Kelly.
It's funny what 4 and 8 will do to a man.
I'm right there with you.
As a longtime Notre Dame fan,
Yeah.
and someone who obviously, just by virtue of doing our show, has followed Brian Kelly and his career very closely, this is at least the second time where we've seen a softer Brian Kelly after a tumultuous season.
He does yoga now?
He does yoga, and
That's
actually,
incredible.
I pulled a quote here. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. This
Yeah.
was from Sports Illustrated back in March. This is an actual quote from an article talking about a softer Brian Kelly. Quote, in the back closet of his sprawling coach's office at Notre Dame, Kelly grabs an oversized black Lululemon yoga mat
Premium.
and unfurls it in the vacated space of his office.
Who is a coach that you feel positive is more limber than Brian Kelly?
I would say probably
Around the same age, too. So not like...
probably Mark D'Antonio. Mike Riley.
Mike Riley is definitely more limber. Mike Riley can do things you can't unsee.
But so they're talking about yoga now. They're talking
Yeah.
about Lululemon yoga mats. And I got to believe that this is the kind of thing that goes out the window after they lose the first two games. And all of a sudden, it's going to be the red-faced Irishman's going to be back.
Right.
And a softer Brian Kelly will probably go by the wayside. But I figure I get a good 6, maybe 7 weeks out of a softer Brian Kelly before I stop getting points altogether for this one.
Yeah, I'm picturing the episode of The Simpsons where Flanders was spanked as a child so many times to repress all the anger. Not that somebody is spanking Brian Kelly.
No,
it's a mixed metaphor. Somebody might be spanking Brian Kelly. I don't know. But that it's all going to come out in the same way it did for Flanders in that episode, where this is just pushing some bad things down, and it's gonna erupt.
A softer
Brian Kelly.
For what it's worth, this was Dan's idea, this item, and when I saw it, I quite literally spit juice out on my keyboard.
What kind of juice are we talking about?
Juicy juice. I don't know.
Ju-
All right. Am I up again?
You said that in such a strange way.
Am I up again?
You are up
I'm
again.
up.
And I will use this opportunity. There's a microphone in front here. After we're done with the draft, we'll do a Q&A, and priority will be given to anybody that starts their question with, hey, so my friend dated Ty, and she says, anybody that starts their question, that's priority. All right, the pick is in. See,
I'm getting all of my top selections
That's
here.
fine.
Dan. You got to play catch up.
with the 5th overall pick, Ty Hildenbrand has selected Mike Gundy's mullet. Ty was in on Mike Gundy's hair before anybody else.
So
there it is.
It's a dude alert. Yeah. There was a dude alert.
So here is the story behind Mike Gundy's mullet. We've been doing the show since when? 2008. Mm-hmm. And I have this thing on the show with schools like Ole Miss where I'm always a year or two early. I love Ole Miss. I love TCU. TCU will probably be outstanding this year. I'm always a year early. So when we first did the Fantasy Things draft, out of nowhere, I selected Mike Gundy's extraordinary hairline. That's what we called it.
Right.
No one had any clue what that. You didn't have any idea what that meant.
It was just a strange thing that only you noticed.
And the whole it was a new concept. We didn't really know what we were doing with this at all. And you were just like, yeah, I mean, he's got a strong,
very strong
hairline.
But did you think it was going to be mentioned during a game? Like, did you think Brent Musburger was going to be like, strong head of hair on that man?
I just thought it was funny. All right,
okay.
So we had an intro score recorded. Talking about Mike Gundy's hairline, saying, quote, "It's strong, it's kind, it's as reliable as the tides. In an ever-changing world, Mike Gundy's hairline stands tall against genetic disposition and never cedes control of Oklahoma State football." That was what we said back then. But no one talked about his hairline because why would they?
May I ask you a follow-up question? Because you are aboard with the business in the front and the party in the back, obviously. Because you were 1 year you had a business in the front pick, and now you have a party in the back pick.
That's right.
If you were hanging out with Mike Gundy, for whatever reason, from a media perspective, from doing what we do, and he was like, Ty, I've heard through the grapevine that you really, really like my hair, and not just the mullet.
Yeah.
Would you like to run your hands through my hair?
I think that's a once-in-a-lifetime
Would you say
opportunity.
yes?
I think you almost have to.
Would you go front to back or back to front?
Ooh. I guess front to back. I don't know.
You have to go front to back. You got to save the best for last.
Anyway,
yeah.
I picked this 2 years ago. It had no relevance, no connection to anything going on in college football. Everyone made fun of me. And then last year, he grows a freaking mullet. And this year, it's unkempt. It's even more unkempt than it was a year ago. And so I figure, what a better opportunity than now to get back in. He'll probably shave it week one, knowing my luck. But why not jump in again on the Mike Gundy hair train and just see if we can ride it all season long?
The Mike Gundy hair train.
I just made that up.
I don't like saying that out loud.
All right.
I don't.
Mr. Rubenstein, you are on the clock. Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
With his third pick.
Did they bring the food out, by the way? Is that good? Did the people get wings and
Giving
Frito
a thumbs
pie
up?
and queso? Okay, just making sure.
With his third pick in the 2017 Solid Verbal Fantasy
Love this
Draft,
pick.
Dan Rubenstein selects Lane Kiffin controversy.
So easy. He's in Florida.
Are we to believe that this is a gentleman?
He's single. I've never been single in Florida, Ty, but I've heard some stories.
So Lane Kiffin's coaching again.
The good dudes are getting fired. Lane Kiffin's in Florida.
Lane Kiffin is at Florida Atlantic. Suffice to say, the most attention Florida Atlantic has gotten in quite some time.
Sure.
And he's single.
Yeah.
He is ready to mingle with recruits.
Well.
With recruits.
Okay.
And
where are you going with this?
I don't want to pass judgment.
Okay.
The thing about Lane Kiffin that we know is that he wants to make a splash. He wants to make a splash. And
is that a euphemism, Ty?
I'm done with the euphemism.
Okay.
I'm just saying, broadly speaking, this is a guy.
Half a beer.
This is a guy who wants to step in there, wants to make a splash, and I would assume get a bigger job at some point than FAU.
Right.
But I would think that the controversy quotient, if such thing exists, is pretty high with him.
I think the urge for Lane Kiffin is strong to be Lane Kiffin. I think it resides in him with a burning passion. And the fact that he is in Florida, he's sort of off the beaten path, Power 5 college football conference-wise. And anything goes in that state, Ty. I don't know if you've seen the stories, but we're not just talking about Lane Kiffin with some sort of, he has a girlfriend. It's Lane Kiffin was arrested for insurance fraud. Lane Kiffin issued a statement in which he said, I was not aware that you couldn't import exotic animals to a college football stadium.
Totally a Florida thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
So the potential is so vast for this pick that week to week you are going to be a nervous wreck.
Lane Kiffin's Burmese Python.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. Lane Kiffin.
I did not realize you could not burn antiquities on public land. It's all there.
All right.
All those antiquities in Florida.
You're on the clock again.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is a critical selection here.
Here we go. A late Adam.
Oh! Yeah. All right, I can't complain. The pick is in here. Dan Rubenstein. 4th overall selection. 2017 Solid Verbal Fantasy Things Draft.
Mm-hmm.
Monsoon games.
Yep. In a monsoon, yeah. Do you know why I did this, Ty?
You did this to stick it to me, didn't
Climate change, Ty. It's real. I've been told.
What is a monsoon game?
So a monsoon game is a game... I don't know. Did you watch the Notre Dame NC State game? Did you...
It's gonna rain.
Thank you, Ollie Williams.
So I'll go through it play by play with you if you'd like.
No, that'd be terrific.
Where
yeah.
Brian Kelly decided to call 38 pass plays or something.
It
So
wasn't
great.
even NC State. It was Clemson, I believe, the year before.
Well, 2 years ago, yes.
Two remnants of a hurricane game.
Yeah, it was. So that was hurricane game, monsoon. I don't know what the difference is. I'm not very bright, but it's going to happen a few times. We had a cancellation this past year and a rescheduling with LSU Florida. That was hurricane, but I feel like as a non-scientist that monsoons are part of hurricanes, so it all counts under the same umbrella. And write it down.
That's right.
Come back to it. But I feel pretty confident that the Mid-Atlantic region is going to represent me pretty well. Late September, October, early November.
What we really should have done, what I should have done.
Pacific Northwest.
Well, what I should have done is look to see what games Notre Dame has and when on the East Coast. You could have gotten potential bonus points here by predicting the dates. Because
Really? I did not know that was a part of this game.
Well, it could be. We're making this up.
Yeah, I was
we don't
gonna
even
say.
know what the point system is.
Yeah.
So, theoretically, we could figure this out.
So who is my team so far? I'm drunk.
Your team... All right. Your team so far, you've got Josh Rosen's hot takes.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin controversy. Monsoon games. And there is one other one that I'm forgetting. But I'm not feeling it so far.
Really?
I'm not feeling it.
Okay.
I'm not
Oh,
feeling
I
it.
have the coaching penalties.
And the coaching penalties.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
We should be
So
right
you're
on
on the
this.
clock right now, right?
I am on the clock, and I'm going to get another one of my skills.
How do you feel
here.
about your squad?
Chip Kelly, Brian Kelly, Mike Gundy. This is a coach-heavy lineup
Yes.
so far, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. I am going to go to the media for my next selection.
Okay.
Taylor, the pick is in.
Oh, wow. I think this pick is bullshit. I'm on the record. With the whatever overall pick, Ty Hildenbrand has selected Tom Rinaldi tearjerkers. Which Ty is celebrating.
for?
Ty is celebrating illness.
I'm not celebrating illness.
I mean, you made it official. You wrote it
Listen.
down.
We're trying to win a game, dog.
No, see, I respect this because you're ruthless.
That's right.
You were
That's
trying
right.
to win at
There's
the
a Nick
expense
Saban
of-
quality in me that you just can't see. It doesn't
It's true.
meet the eye. Anybody watch College Game Day? Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
No, a very low viewership in the room here. Tom Rinaldi tearjerkers to me is as staple a college football product as you're going to find.
Sure.
About 40% of the weeks during College Game Day, Tom Rinaldi trots out some sort of tearjerker that makes you realize that for the next 12 hours, whatever you'll be doing to your mind and body is really not worth it.
See, I don't know if this is in the spirit of the draft, because this is like drafting 17-yard passes. Like, yes, they're going to happen, but you went with the children. Wow.
I didn't say the children.
People think I'm a bad person on the show. There are
I'm
children
trying to win a game, man.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Respect.
We could message Tom Rinaldi,
Yeah.
and see how he feels about it, and if he's not,
Can we message him?
Maybe.
Okay.
If he's not for it, compensatory selection, because we have 85 things over here. There will be several that go undrafted.
Right. I'm just picturing you on your couch on a Saturday morning and Tom Rinaldi doing a piece where he's like, this Marine did 9 tours of duty, lost 73 limbs, and has lived to watch Texas Tech football.
And I'm pumping my fist.
And Ty's like, yes! That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
I love how evil this is.
He makes a good point.
No, it's great.
All right.
Are we snaking back
I'm
to you?
on the clock again.
Okay. This got so dark. Pick is in. Oh, this is a great pick. This really is. Shit. With a far more exciting pick, Ty Hildenbrand has selected PJ Fleck bringing his high-energy row-the-boat mentality to Minnesota.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joke's on you. You have to watch Minnesota football now.
So this is a thing. Mm-hmm. This is the thing. This whole mentality, this whole row the boat thing, it's very much going to be something that you simply cannot avoid this coming college football season. He and his agent have apparently scored the rights to use the official row the boat mantra that he had up at Western Michigan. I would presume that they're going to try and use it as much as humanly possible at Minnesota. I do have a concern, though, about getting in bed with this pick.
Okay.
I'm serious.
What is your concern about getting into
off.
bed with PJ Fleck?
Many concerns.
Yeah, I was going to say.
PJ Fleck is a guy with a shtick.
Okay.
He's got that shtick.
It's
the high motor, it's worked well at Western Michigan. I'm sure it's going to work well at Minnesota. What I worry about is how other coaches, mainly Jim Harbaugh, are going to react to a guy with a better shtick.
Okay.
Because Jim Harbaugh reminds me of the kind of guy, and I said this in our live show, Jim Harbaugh is what happens when you try to teach human emotion to a computer.
Okay.
It doesn't fully pass the Turing test. It doesn't fully understand the cues, but for the most part, you just don't know what it's going to do next. It's a bit unpredictable. And I'm worried that if Harbaugh steps up his game anymore, the kinds of things we're talking about on the podcast are going to be so weird that we're just like, we're done.
So what is the brand? So obviously PJ Fleck has the row the boat, high energy guy. He's running down the sidelines, whatever.
Sure.
Competition-wise, he doesn't have a lot in the Big Ten in terms of big, exciting...
No, we don't have the Mr. Softy sound queued up, but this is a Mr. Softy schedule.
So the Harbaugh, outward brand is, I'm crazy and I like milk.
Right.
All right, that's one strategy. Kirk Ferentz is like, I'm a little bit boring and they pay me a lot of money. Pat Fitzgerald is sort of like, guys, I'm underrated, and if you didn't know, I played for Northwestern.
I don't know any of those guys.
Right. I'm never going to leave Evanston, Illinois. Beyond that, Mike Riley is, hey, everybody, I'm nice. So, you know what? It's a good time to be PJ Fleck, bringing that row the boat energetic mentality to Minneapolis. Why not?
We will see what happens, but I'm hitching my wagon to the boat.
Okay. My pick is in. I'm saying with the esoteric stuff. This is a volume play, Ty.
This is a volume play.
I feel so good about this one.
This is one that Dan added pretty much when we walked in here to get set up today. So this is very much off the cuff.
Yeah.
He is going with school commercials that feature a lab and/or dance music.
So the people have spoken. So to clarify, it's a commercial for a college that has to both feature scenes of laboratory work and either the dance school or the music school.
Right.
It's going to hit every single game. Ty, I'm blowing you out. The lab, there has to be a microscope. There has to be collab. There's always this.
They always have the white lab coat.
It's just like, are we? Yes, we're looking. Yes. Pi squared.
If you're going to give me crap for Tom Rinaldi and the Tearjerkers, okay, if you're going to go volume...
These are children being educated.
If you're going volume play with the generic school commercial, I don't see how that's much different. Because it might be more of a moral question, but...
These are people learning to dance. These are people learning to play the cello. This is a positive thing.
Does the SEC, it just means more commercial, count in this category?
No. If they film a commercial with her in a laboratory, it has to be that very specific model in a laboratory. Yeah, pi squared in the little petri dish.
Yeah.
And, on stage dancing or playing the cello. Then yes. Did you take any science classes or dance classes or music classes when you were in college?
Numerous dance classes, of course.
Did you study with a bunch of people on the quad?
No.
No?
Never.
The commercial is great because it's so antithetical to basically
go there and act
everybody's
like you're
college
studying,
experience. Right? Yeah, they're not real, and that's what makes them beautiful.
That's a pretty good
Yeah.
one.
Oh, am I still on the clock here?
You are on again. I'm trying to mark
man.
these down here as we go
Okay,
along.
I'm
We
going with
should have
this
been
one.
better
I'm just
prepared.
going for picks that I like. They might not win me the draft. I'm going. Let's go with this one right here.
With his next pick.
Yeah.
I'm running out of
That's fine.
numbers here. Dan Rubenstein, 2017 College Football Fantasy Things Draft, selects Brett Bielema and fatherhood.
Yeah. Brett Bielema has a baby.
Congratulations, Brett Bielema.
It's changed him. It has made him more appreciative of life. It's changed his perspective. This counts across all media. So during TV broadcasts.
I have a pull quote here
Yeah.
to underscore your point.
This is great.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the most SEC thing ever. He welcomed a baby. Briella is her name. Very cute photo that he posted back in July.
How do you feel about that name,
I'm not
Briella?
going to critique the name, okay?
No, I mean, just generally speaking. Briella.
I'm not going to critique the kid's name. She's barely out of the womb.
It sounds like the name of a villain in a script that Disney rejected. Briella.
I'm not going there.
Okay, I did.
He posted a picture online, got a bunch of response. SECcountry.com, a great SEC website.
Yeah.
Quote, "It changes your perspective," Bielema said. "I always knew it would." The very next freaking paragraph, I kid you not.
Yeah.
"It will be interesting to see how Bielema carries that perspective into the coming football season." Without any anticipation, right from the birth of his first child,
Yeah.
onward into the SEC,
We should-
how it translates.
We should point out, we hope the baby has a happy, healthy life. We hope the Bielema family enjoys growing. That's what Brett Bielema does. He grows. But it did feel a little bit like Brett Bielema is the first coach to have a child. And I like that the SEC country, that's who you said it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they are all in, especially because Jen Bielema has the greatest hashtag quote or hashtag tweet of all time, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how this progresses.
Do you think, though, that so you interpreted it as he's the only coach ever to have a child?
Right.
My interpretation.
It seemed like he got more attention for having a child. Like people were almost surprised.
Well, that's what
that
I'm
he was
saying.
fertile or something. Yeah. Is that
my
the word I'm looking for?
My
Yeah.
interpretation was
Yeah.
they were genuinely surprised that, wait, this guy can reproduce? Say it.
Okay.
Am I up?
I think you're up. How many picks do we have each? This is getting ridiculous.
I believe we're up to 7 picks each.
Okay.
6 or 7
just a
picks
couple
each.
more.
I do need to go back through this and actually take notes, which we can do at some point.
God, I love that I got the school commercial, Ty. Value pick.
All right. I'm going back here.
Is pick in? My picks are weird. Ooh, I think I know where you're going. If I know you. Ooh, okay. With the next pick, Ty has selected Gus Johnson freakouts. That's a good pick.
Thank you. Can you play that again? That was back in the day when Gus Johnson was just calling college basketball games during the NCAA tournament, during the regular season. He had a long storied career of doing that for CBS. And then there were some rumors about what happened with Gus Johnson. Maybe Jim Nance pushed him out. Who knows? But he finds his way over to Fox. For a while, they had this little experiment where Gus Johnson's going to call soccer.
Okay. I thought you were going to say For a while, Fox had an experiment where they employed writers.
Right? No. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy.
Okay.
Here.
Which was crazy.
They tried this experiment with the soccer. It didn't
we
work
love you,
out.
Stu Mandel. Sorry.
It didn't work out.
Yeah.
And now we're at this really cool space where he's calling college athletics again, but it's not basketball, it's football. Did anybody watch the Big Ten championship game?
Hey, 3, 4, 5 people?
Okay, there we go. Penn State Nittany Lions here. This, to me, is about as sure thing as you're going to find. And what's great about it is you never know when it's going to happen.
Right.
He is never short on emotion when he's calling any kind of sporting event. And it always is just fun. It's fun to watch Gus Johnson when he's calling a game. And we've had a thing on our show for a while now where every now and again we're like, could this be a Gus game? Could this be a Gus game where he just totally loses his gourd and starts yelling for no apparent reason? So I'm excited to have this. I'm heavy on coaches. I'm heavy on media.
You are.
But my team is demonstrably better than yours.
Absolutely not.
Good hell.
No, I have Brett Bielema reproducing, so it's all gravy. I mean, it is literally all gravy. Again, I don't know what that means, but it sounded right in my head. Okay, so is this my pick? Is this my final pick?
I believe I'm up again.
You're up again.
And then maybe your final pick?
Yes, okay.
And then what we can do, because we have a full room here, we're going to invite someone up for you and someone up for me.
To make our final pick.
You can make
I
the
like
pick
that.
for us. A fan selection.
And then my wife is here. She's going to do a tight 5 minutes of stand-up, right? Is that right? No? Okay, sorry. I misheard.
All right, so here we go.
Tight 5. Hi, Jody. Wait, so is this your final pick?
My final pick.
So should we have somebody up to read it?
We'll have another pick in addition to
another pick. So the ceremonial pick.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
This is the pick I thought Ty was going to take. This is a great one. Ty, with his latest draft pick, has selected new strength coach is really paying dividends. That's solid. No, that is a very good pick.
If you go on Google right now and just run a simple query for new strength coach, you will find exactly what I'm talking about.
There's a lot.
Have you seen the articles maybe on tech blogs? I don't know if you're into such things. But I don't know if you've seen that they have these algorithms now that can take the place of humans, and they can actually programmatically write out a game summary. So that they don't have to send a writer to go and do it.
It's an automated thing.
It's an automated thing, and it's pretty good. This could be one of those articles because every single year, whatever they were doing last year, it seems like the line came back this year way stronger.
Yeah, they're playing more physical, Ty. You can just really see.
He found something this year.
Right.
I don't know what it was, but the guys are really motivated. There are articles all throughout the internet right now. There's a new guy at Georgia, new guy maybe at Notre Dame. There's a good, healthy list of coaches that are new to their respective schools. They're strength coaches, and they are paying dividends.
Right, absolutely. You know what I like about this, too, is they inevitably, and this is sort of another pick, but I don't know if it's going to be taken, they show the videos of guys working out. And man, one video is so different than the next of a guy just putting up a bunch of weight on the bar and lifting. As you can tell, Ty and I lift a ton. So we really know, we really have a sense of what traps are, for instance, and what power cleaning is.
That's right.
So
that's right.
That's a good pick, though. You'll hear it'll probably be early on in the season more than anything. You know, if somebody starts playing a little bit better, the strength coach gets a lot of the credit.
Yeah,
but
it could
happen a lot.
It could go the other way too. I'm hazarding a guess that it's going to go in a positive direction, and that people will be excited about their new strength coach.
Yeah.
But if there's a program like Notre Dame also comes to mind, we could be talking about mid-October and everyone's hurt again. It's like, what is that strength coach doing? It is paying dividends, but the wrong kind of dividends.
Yeah, everybody's got great traps.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. Again, I do not know what traps are.
Your final pick.
Okay, this is my final pick. I'm going to stick with a certain theme here.
Can we boo Dan one more time, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
So this includes athletics, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pick is in.
The pick is in. That hurts, by the way.
With his final pick, this might be the longest.
This is before the ceremonial pick.
This is before the ceremonial
Okay, just
pick.
making sure.
This might be the longest this gentleman lasts in an actual draft.
Okay.
With his final actual whatever pick in our whatever draft, Dan Rubenstein has selected Sam Darnold's draft stock and or athleticism.
Yeah, absolutely. He has played other sports. Thank you. He has played other sports. I'm more interested if a quarterback, I don't care that they've played basketball. Everybody plays basketball or baseball or runs track in high school.
Right.
That's sort of ubiquitous at this point. If there was a story that said, Sam Darnold loves Magic the Gathering, I'd say, fuck yes, Sam Darnold. I'm with you. Mana, etc. But that's not the case. And people just appreciate that his grandfather was the Marlboro Man and that he played basketball.
Well, his grandfather was a Marlboro Man, but his grandfather was also named Dick Hammer.
It was Dick Hammer, which is a great name.
Which is notable.
Right.
I'm gonna throw up the brakes a little bit on this pick.
Why?
When was the last time that hype worked out well for anything related to USC?
It's not a bad point. But like even going into, I guess the last guy was probably Matt Barkley, who received that amount of attention. He still got a lot of like, if he had come out last year, he might have gone in number 1 overall.
And he probably would have.
Right, but that's conversation about draft stock.
Okay.
And so I think Sam Darnold, unless he starts the season out poorly, unless he has a garbage game against Texas or Stanford, they both have, or they're playing both of whom in September, yeah.
The danger here, though, is kind of like taking a system quarterback in the NFL draft, because we tried this a couple years ago when Josh Rosen was a freshman.
Right.
Josh Rosen's draft stock. This kid could be the next Peyton Manning.
May I follow
Didn't
up?
work out. Got hurt last year.
What if Sam Darnold is bad, though, and his draft stock is tumbling? That's still draft stock, right?
Yeah, that's draft stock.
Okay.
Wow.
Just making sure.
Okay. So while I try to compile our picks and figure out what our actual teams are, why don't you select someone to come up here and make a ceremonial final pick for you?
Yes. I told this person that she would be able to make the choice on stage. Hopefully she still wants to, from SB Nation, Jess Smetana. There she is. And this is really funny. She is the youngest Notre Dame fan in the world. By 35 years. All right, now hold on. I don't know. Oh, this is the pick. Is this on a card?
That is probably on a card somewhere. So you're going to actually dictate what she has to pick, because I'm going to let I'm going to let a fan pick mine here. Has anybody kept track of these picks? No. Great. We'll get to that later. We have deep deliberations over here. Okay.
Am I announcing the pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
With the actual final pick in the draft, Dan has selected video of a fan reacting poorly to a loss.
Yeah.
Good one.
Jess, how do you feel about that pick?
Well, I'll tell a story real quick. So, last year, it was a couple days after Thanksgiving, my father, a Notre Dame fan as well, threw a Christmas ornament at our television during the USC Notre Dame loss, the 8th loss of the season. Like, the season was already over, but he broke our TV. And I took a picture, and I was like, Dad, can I tweet this? And he was like, of course not. So I did, obviously.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my only regret is not having a video of that. Could have gone viral.
True.
Have I ever told my story about Notre Dame's loss, I think, in 2004 to BYU on our podcast? This was before, like, the internet, 2000. As people know, I went to Penn State. And thank you. Boo, boo, okay.
Penn State's fine.
But Penn State earlier in the day, at like noon, had beaten Akron or somebody, Toledo, 48-10. It was a blowout. Notre Dame that evening had a later game, like a 6:30-ish game against BYU. It was one of Brady Quinn's first games. And it was one of those maddening offensive games where it's just like it feels like everything's going in slow motion and nothing works. They just can't get anything going. What is Charlie Weiss? Or I guess it wasn't Charlie Weiss. That was Ty Willingham. Yeah, what's Ty Willingham doing? They end up losing a close game to BYU. Yeah, I know. A shocker. I am in the middle of a bar, the Rathskeller, for anyone who's familiar with State College. And at the time, I had one of those old, cheap LG flip phones. I stood up in the middle of the bar and did a jump throw into the concrete.
You left the ground?
I left the ground, smashed the phone into a million pieces. It was one of those record scratch moments where everyone looks like, yeah, thank you.
There it is.
Everyone's looking like, what's going on there? Rich Gardner, former cornerback, for Penn State, came up to me. He looks at me. He's like, "You crazy, man? You crazy? You crazy?" Lost my phone.
Good story. Round of applause for Ty's phone.
Thank you. Thank you, Jess.
A round of applause for Jess Smetana.
All right, I will be taking a volunteer.
I, for one, am shocked that a middle-aged Notre Dame fan got angry.
Yeah, no, it's
I, for one,
total stunner.
Shout out to Jess's dad.
All right.
You want to take a volunteer? Do you want to select
I'm
somebody?
going to take a volunteer. Who's
wants to
interested
select?
in making
There it is, right there, right down the middle.
Right down the middle?
You,
Come
sir,
on up.
or ma'am. My vision is poor.
What's your name? Dylan. All right, here are your options.
All of these. Ty, don't you have to tell him the pick?
No, I'm going to...
You're giving it over?
I'm a man of the people.
Oh, man, Ty. I am not.
This communist rule you got going on.
That's true. Got a good pick?
This is a slap in the face. Go ahead, you can announce.
Oh, yeah, please. With the latest pick.
Ty's final pick in this year's Fantasy Things draft. Michigan State's 2016 was just an anomaly.
Ooh. I like that. Because now Ty's going to have to defend that.
Is this the opposite of Michigan State disrespect?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
This is the polar opposite of Michigan State disrespect.
It is
so
belief.
If you are in on this pick, you can't also root for Michigan State disrespect. Like, the two things are going to negate each other.
Right.
Do you think 2016 was an anomaly for Michigan State? Because I don't.
Wow, really?
I don't.
Okay. I think anomaly is probably too strong a word. I think there will be a course correction, which means there's a drive for 6 and they're going to make a bowl game. But no, I don't think they're going to be challenging. Go Sparty. I don't know. I don't think they're challenging for the Rose Bowl.
The problem.
Yeah.
No, they're definitely not
I like
challenging for
LJ
the
Scott.
Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
They're lucky if they make a bowl this year.
Wow.
This is their second straight rebuilding year. And while last year may have been an anomaly, it fell in a weird way where this year was always supposed to be the rebuilding year. They actually had a lot of seniors on last year's team.
Right.
This year it's a bunch of newcomers, new quarterback. I mean, pretty much across the board. We did a Big Ten preview on Wednesday, talked about this very subject. I don't think it's going to look good for them at all this year. So thank you, Dylan, for making this pick. I don't even know if I can fully get behind it.
I know. I was going to say,
I've
you
talked
had a
myself
tough
out
job.
of Dylan's pick.
And if people are going to respond and say we're being unduly harsh, unnecessarily harsh to Michigan State, especially since Dan married a Michigan Wolverine.
That's right.
To that, I say Michigan is an outstanding school that prepares young people for life outside of the university, and they are the leaders of the West. Is that true? Is that how it goes? It's
So
close.
someone else
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. That's fine. All right. Do you want to review our squads?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I have Chip Kelly, coaching rumors.
Yeah.
A softer Brian Kelly, which I think is my favorite pick ever. I get to follow that all year, which freaking sucks.
Lululemon.
Mike Gundy's mullet, which will be shaved by week 2, knowing my luck.
But people will still talk about the mullet that was.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
PJ Flex, high energy, row the boatman. Can you give me the Jesse Palmer version of that, please?
PJ Flex, high energy, row the boat mentality.
Thank you. That was very good.
Thank you.
I've also got, what was my pick here?
You gotta love it.
I have too many options on this. New strength coach really paying dividends. Tom Rinaldi tearjerkers. Gus Johnson freakouts. and I'm sure I'm missing one, but now Michigan State 2016
Okay.
anomaly.
All right.
You have
I have Rosen. I have Darnold's.
Brett Bielema and fatherhood.
Love that pick.
You have Lane Kiffin
gravy.
controversy. Mm-hmm. You have the school commercial with the lab and the
Hell
dance
yes.
music, which could be a sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Monsoon games.
Yeah.
And we'll have to go back and look to see.
Yeah, no, I also have the video of fans taking a loss poorly.
Video, that's
I should
right.
also mention, if people remember last year, it was an NFL, so it wouldn't count for me, but a little girl reacted very poorly to the Falcons losing to the Seahawks and was screaming, "I hate Richard Sherman." If you remember that video, I'm now related to that little girl. She is my wife's little cousin, so shout out to Courtney Klein and Zach Klein. That I'm actually related to her, and she's great.
So
And over it. She has gotten over it.
So I think that pretty much does it.
It does it for the fan.
For our actual roster
Yes.
of teams, players, coaches, storylines, what have you. Our plan, I think, moving forward.
Well, first of all, round of applause for our new teams.
Yes, round of applause.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We did a lot of scouting.
There are myriad ways that people can keep track of how these picks are doing. There's a subreddit right now, which has been really active. If anyone here is active on that, thank you so much for following our nonsense as closely as you do.
And for not harassing women, shout out to that.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
If you're on Reddit and not harassing women, it's a win.
We will have the SV Fantasy hashtag going all year round. Last year we did. And people would tweet in if they saw something. We obviously can't keep tabs on everything going on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea how we'll keep score, but that gives you all the more reason to tune into the podcast.
Yes.
As we figure this out with each passing week, let us know your thoughts. We're at solidverbal@gmail.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're
Wow.
on Instagram. Just rolling right into that.
You get to see it. Fan cred? Is that still there?
I don't think fan cred is dead officially.
Yeah.
So, thank you to everyone here in New York for stopping by,
Yes.
for watching this madness. A big thank you to our friend Taylor, our producer in the back, who's
Crab cakes
Yeah.
and football.
our resident Maryland fan. Please express your condolences on your way out.